I am Jacob, Jacob, James, one of the 12. My brother is Yohanan. We were called Boanerges, sons of thunder. We were fishermen. Yeshua was my cousin. When he called us to follow him, we went the length and breadth of Israel. But such things we saw, we could not explain them. He was our rabbi, our teacher, but he was more than that. But the message he preached, what he sought to teach us, his people, we were followed by thousands. They wanted to be fed, to be healed. But one day, when the multitude was following, he went up on a mountain. People sat down. We came to him. He opened his mouth and he taught us something we were not expecting. Blessed, happy, the poor in spirit. That seems so easy to say, the poor in spirit. It means the attitude of a cringing beggar, a person who has lost all hope. Happy are the poor in spirit, happy are the cringing beggars, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Happy the mourning, because they shall be comforted. Happy the meek, because they shall inherit the land. Happy those hungering and thirsting for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Happy the Ilimun, the merciful, because they shall find mercy. Happy the pure in heart, because they shall see Yahweh. Happy the peacemaker. In our language, the Hebrew language, shalom is peace, but in the Septuagint it is translated soteria, salvation. Happy the peacemaker, because they shall be called the sons of Yahweh. Happy those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Happy are you when they may reproach you and may persecute you and may say any evil thing against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be glad, because your reward is great in the heavens. For thus they did persecute the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the land. But if the salt may lose savor, in what shall it be salted? For nothing is good henceforth except to be cast out and to be trodden down by men. For him to say to us, to the multitude, to those who heard him, you are the light of the world. A city set upon a mountain is not able to be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under the measure, but in the lampstand, and it shineth to all those in the house. So let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works, and may glorify your Father who is in heaven. Do not suppose that I came to throw down the law or the prophets. I did not come to throw it down, but to fulfill it. Verily I say unto you, till that heaven and the earth may pass away, not one yod, not one iota, or one tittle may pass away from the law, till that all may come to pass. Whoever therefore may lose one of the commands, the least, and may teach men so, least he shall be called in the reign of the heavens. But whoever may do and may teach them, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say to you, that if your righteousness may not abound above those of the scribes and the Pharisees, you may not enter the reign of the heavens. How were we to do that? The scribes knew the law in and out. They knew the Pentateuch. They knew the books of the law. The Pharisees, they had gone far beyond the law. Over 600 commands they had. How far you could walk in a day. What you could eat. What you could wear. He was telling us that we could not be righteous enough to enter the kingdom of heaven. You heard that it was said to the ancients, thou shalt not kill. And whoever may kill may be a manslayer, may be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you that everyone who is angry at his brother without cause shall be in danger of judgment. And whoever may say to his brother, Raka, fool, empty fellow, shall be in danger of the Sanhedrin. And whoever may say, fool, rebel, shall be in danger of Gehenna, of the fire. If therefore you may bring a gift to the altar, and you remember that thy brother hath anything against thee, leave your gift before the altar and go. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then, having come, bring thy gift. Be agreeing with thy opponent quickly while you are in the way with him, that the opponent may not deliver thee to the judge, and the judge may deliver thee to the officer, and in prison you may be cast. Verily I say to you, thou mayest not come forth until you may pay the last farthing. We knew what it meant to be cast in prison for debt. We knew what it meant to go before the judge. You heard that it was said to the ancients, thou shalt not commit adultery, but I say to you that everyone who is looking on a woman to desire her did already commit adultery with her in his heart. But if thy right eye doth cause thee to stumble, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is good to thee that one of thy members may perish, and not thy whole body may be cast into Gehenna, to the place of burning. And if thy right hand doth cause thee to stumble, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is good for thee that one of thy members may perish, and not thy whole body be cast into Gehenna. And it was said that whoever may put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorce. But I say to you, whoever may put away his wife, save for the matter of whoredom, doth make her commit adultery. And whoever may marry her who hath been put away, doth commit adultery. Again, you heard that it was said to the ancients, thou shalt not swear falsely, but thou shalt pay the Lord thine oath. But I say to you, not to swear at all. Neither by the heavens, because it is the throne of God, nor by the earth, because it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, because it is city of the great king, nor by thy head mayest thou swear, because thou art not able to one hair to make white or black. But let your word be yes and no. And that which is more than these is of the evil. You heard that it was said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, not to resist the evil, but whoever shall slap thee on thy right cheek, turn to him also the other. And whoever is willing to take thee to law, thy coat to take, suffer him also the cloak. And whoever shall impress thee 1 mile, go with him 2. To him who is asking of thee to give, and to him who is willing to borrow from thee, thou mayest not turn away. You heard that it was said, thou shalt love thy neighbor, shalt hate thine enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you, and pray for those accusing you falsely and persecuting you, that you may be sons of your Father in the heavens, because his Son he doth cause to rise on the evil and the good, and he doth send the rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. We did not know what to do with these words. You fought against your enemy. You hated your enemy. If someone struck you, you struck them back. If the Roman impressed you to carry his load for 1 mile, you didn't go a step farther. Now he is telling us, for if you may love those loving you, what reward have you? Do not also the tax gatherers the same? And if you may salute your brethren only, what you do in abundance, do not also the tax gatherers? You shall therefore be complete, as your Father who is in heaven is complete. Take heed your kindness not to do before men, to be seen by them, and if not, reward you have not from your Father who is in the heavens. Whenever therefore thou mayest do kindness, thou mayest not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have the glory from men. Verily I say to you, they have their reward. But thou doing kindness, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doth, that thy kindness may be in secret, and thy Father who is seeing in secret himself shall reward thee manifestly. And when thou pray, do not be as the hypocrites. This word, hypocrite, it is the Greek word for actor. The hypocrites are just pretending. They are just acting a part. Thou shalt not be as the hypocrites, because they love in the synagogues and in the corners of the broad places stand to pray, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say to you that they have their reward. But thou, when thou may pray, go into thy chamber, and having shut the door, pray to thy Father who is in secret, and thy Father who sees in secret shall reward thee manifestly. And praying, you may not use vain repetitions like the nations, for they think that in their much babbling they shall be heard. Be ye therefore not like to them, for your Father doth know those things that ye have need of before you ask him. Thus pray you, our Father, or Abba, Father, who art in heaven. Holy is your name. Thy reign come. Thy will come to pass, as in heaven also on earth. Our appointed bread give us today. And forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And mayest thou not lead us to temptation, but deliver us from the evil. Because thine is the reign and the power and the glory to the ages of the ages. Amen. For if you may forgive men their trespasses, he also will forgive you, your Father who is in the heaven. That you may not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. And when you may fast, be not as the hypocrites of sour countenance, for they disfigure their faces. They may appear to men as fasting. Verily I say to you that they have their reward. But thou fasting, anoint your head, wash your face, that thou mayest not appear to men fasting, but to thy Father who is in secret, and thy Father who is seeing in secret shall reward thee manifestly. Treasure not up for yourselves treasures on the earth, where moth and rust disfigure, and where thieves break through and steal. But treasure up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth disfigure, where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will also your heart be. He spoke of our treasure. He knew that our heart would be where our treasure was. But he did not care about our treasure. He only cared about our heart. He wanted our heart to be with him. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye may be perfect, all thy body shall be enlightened. But if thine eye may be evil, all thy body shall be dark. If therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, how great is that darkness? None is able to serve two lords. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will hold to the one and despise the other. You are not able to serve God and riches. Because of this I say to you, do not be anxious for your life, that you may eat or what you may drink, nor for your body what you may put on. Is not the life more than nourishment, and the body more than clothing? Look to the fowls of the heaven, for they do not sow, nor reap, nor gather into storehouses, and your heavenly Father doth nourish them. Are they not much better than you? Are you not much better than they? And who are you, being anxious, is able to add to his age 1 cubit? About clothing, why are you anxious? Consider well the lilies of the field, how they do grow. They do not labor, nor do they spin. And I say to you that not even Solomon in all his glory was arrayed as one of these. And if the herb of the field that is today and tomorrow is cast into the furnace, God doth so clothe so much more than you. O you of little faith, do not be anxious. Do not be drawn away. Do not be drawn in many directions, saying, what may we eat, or what may we drink, or what will we put round? For all these things do the nations seek, for your heavenly Father, he knows that you have need of all of these. But seek you first the reign of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Be not therefore anxious for tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious of its own things. Sufficient for the day is the evil of it. Judge not that you may be not judged. For in what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And in what measure you measure, it shall be measured out to you. And why do you behold the speck of dust that is in thy brother's eye, and the beam that is in thine own eye do not consider? Or how will you say to thy brother, suffer that I may cast out the speck from thine own eye, and lo, the beam is in your eye? Hypocrite, actor, cast out first the beam of thine own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye. You may not give that which is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, that they may not trample them among their feet, and having turned may rend you. Ask, and it will be given you. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and it shall be open to you. For everyone who is asking doth receive, and he who is seeking doth find, and to him who is knocking it shall be open. What man is there whom if his son ask a loaf, a stone will he present to him? If a fish he may ask, a serpent will he present to him? If therefore you, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more shall your Father who is in heaven give good things to those asking him? All things, therefore, whatever you will that men may be doing to you, so also do to them. For this is the law and the prophets. Go you in through the strait gate, because wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many are those going in through it. How strait is the gate, and compressed is the way that leads to the life, and few those are finding it. Take heed of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, and inwardly are ravening wolves. From their fruit you shall know them. Do men gather thorns from grapes, or thistles from figs? So every good tree yields good fruit, but the bad tree yields evil fruit. A good tree is not able to yield evil fruit, nor a bad tree to yield good fruit. Every tree not yielding good fruit is cut down and cast into the fire. Therefore, from their fruit you shall know them. Not everyone who is saying to me, Lord, Lord, Adonai, Adonai, shall come into the reign of the heavens, but he who is doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens. Many will say to me on that day, Adonai, Adonai, we have not in thy name prophesied, and in thy name cast out demons, and in thy name done many mighty things? And then I will acknowledge to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who are working lawlessness. Therefore, everyone who doth hear of me these words and doth do them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house upon the rock, and the rain did descend, and the streams came, and the wind blew, and they beat on the house, and it fell not, for it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who is hearing of me these words and not doing them shall be likened to a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain did descend, and the streams came, and the winds blew, and they beat on that house, and it fell, and its fall was great. When he ended these words, the multitude was astonished, because he spoke as one having authority. We were astonished as well. Because when we began to travel with him, he began to speak. We had never heard such words. Take them. Hold them to your heart. Seek you first God's reign and his righteousness. Everything else that you need will be added to you. Shalom. Peace be unto you and to your house.